What's up everybody, it's stressfree, back with a Diablo 4 video. Here we're going to take a look at how Heartseeker, probably one of the best rogue build this season, basically deletes Uber Lilith, and pretty much just showcasing the power of this build. It also shows how much Blizzard just nerfed the Uber bosses, where they're basically just a pushover. They definitely need to introduce more difficult content as in bosses, in my opinion, but you guys can tell me in the comments below. But overall, I'm gonna take a look at the fight here. I'll also have at the end of the video the full build guide if you guys are interested in that, and I'll also have a written build guide in the description below. Plus there's gonna be timestamps. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Now let's get into the fight. Let's take a look at the gear that I was wearing for this run. Starting with the helmet, we got Fist of Fate, double GA here, pretty standard. GA is on lucky hit chance, and GA a chance to make targets fallen. Probably the most must-have item this season for any builds, so I'll be always on the lookout for the Fist of Fate. And here we got for the runes, Owl Quacks. Basically, when you spend your resources and you do 100% more damage 1 second. It's also pretty good for building up barrier. Next we have on the chest, we have another chaos armor. Here we got pink gorgeous gauntlets. There's also a big change for Heartseeker this season because this comes off the gloves and now you could have it on a different armor piece. And here we have GA and cooldown, we got attack speed, then got lucky hit chance, and also base plus all the basic attack skills. And the most important here I think is the unique aspect that just basically just echoes a bunch of damage and perfect clumping out mobs. So 150% extra increased damage is huge. And we go in here for Dex gems. Next we got the Grasp of Shadows. I wasn't able to find this one in the slot that I need, so I'm basically using it on the gloves. So this one just bumps up your ultimate damage. Your clone does a ton of damage, and also here the nice thing about this is it gives plus marking skills, and the unique thing that you also spawn another clone. Must have for this build. Next we have Crown Lucian I'm going with. This one basically for lucky hit chance, max life, and also got cooldown reduction and a ton of shadow resistance. I gotta reroll that. But the unique aspect is here really nice. So like since your Heartseeker skills cost energy now, this one you'll get bumped up. So you're gonna get a ton of stack and energy, and it's also gonna reduce by 30%. So it's also a must have for this build. And I'm going with dexterity gems. Next we got the Orphan Maker. This is the new unique they added. It was a crossbow, but now you could have it on your armor slots. This one also gives a ton of damage, very strong. We got vuln damage on it, for a chance for marksman projectile to cast twice, +6 to marksman skills, and +2 to exploit. And basically here for the unique aspect, your basic and core skills, they reload, and it kind of makes it like a shotgun skill, where there's like a delay, but the shot comes out very strong, so it's like 260% more increased damage. So it's very strong. As for the two-handed weapon, we got a bow here with Moonrise aspect. This is pretty much standard for all Heartseeker builds. You want to have that, and you're also going for Shadow Clone damage to deal double and damage per Dark Shroud. And I also got here vuln damage, max life, very important because we're kind of like a really glass cannon build with the setup. And of course dexterity. And as for the runes, we got Bak Tool, So spending resources, and you get a chance to cast Frost Nova. For the amulet, we're going for the adaptability. Again, more buffs to basic skills. And here we're going for, you want to have dexterity. We got attack speed, and I got a +4 to exploit. I also got movement speed and damage per dark shroud. Now it's cracked out as though it was 100 billion amulets, but this one does the job for now. Always could be better, but that's those are very expensive and very rare. As for the rings, here we got one with cold clip aspect. Also buffs up your basic skills, and they're always imbued with cold imbuement, and they do 40% more increased damage to chill frozen targets. Once again, must have for this. And here we're going for the usual stuff is Dark Shroud damage. We're also going for lucky hit chance to restore the resource, really good. And you also, for the rings, you want to be focusing on to get a GA on all resistance, because with this build, your defenses are really low, so you want to be fixing them with by having this resistance to all. And all the stats here is attack speed and dexterity. The second ring is, we got a Nightborn, so when you have a berry, you do 28% more damage. Here I went for Shadow Clone reduction, and also we're going for damage per Dark Shroud. Also, once again, I went for all resistance, and here I got double G in on Vuln and max life. Going for the melee weapons, here I got a triple GA sword, got dexterity, life, damage, and chance for Heartseeker projectile to cast twice. And of course, damage per Dark Shroud. Next must-have unique that you want to be looking for is Shard of Rechiel. So it makes your basic skills not do more damage, but now they cost more resources. And this is also good because it kind of bumps up. It allows you to spam your rogue unique ability, preparation. So it basically resets your ultimate, and then you, without ultimate, you reset your other cooldowns, and you get damage reduction. Very, very strong. This like makes the build function. I didn't get like a really good one here. I didn't get the GA to basic skills, so you probably want to be going for that, but I got basic attack speed. And I hit all stats and max resources. And also for the gems, we're going for the basic damage gems on both of them. And the other ones here, we're going for, we got skull and resistances to all. And that's that. Specialization, we talked about preparation. So when I spend energy, it resets my ultimate cooldown, and then the ultimate cooldown just resets all my other skills. Very, very nice. Very strong. You want to be going for this one. Let's take a look at the skill tree real quick. What I have here set up. Of course, Heartseeker maxed out, and you want to be going for primary Heartseeker for so you can ricochet. You also want to go on Forceful Arrow. It's pretty nice for 30% chance to execute, and it also gives you a chance to build up your barrier, which is pretty strong. Here we kind of not really investing. I went for 30 here for extra damage reduction, and I got Siphoning Strikes here. As in the agility section, we got Caltrops. It's very nice for more chill damage and cold damage. Here we also got, you want to save elixirs, you want trick attacks, you want weapon mastery, and ballistra. You can also respec out of this. It's more like a mobility package, but in pits, I don't use it, but for the boss fights, I use the dash for the mobility. Here we're going for, in the subterfuge area, we're going for smoke grenade. Returning smoke grenade to make it poison. And of course, malice and exploit are two most important passives here that you want to be going for. And of course, we're going Dark Shroud. It bumps up your damage because we have all those enchantments on our weapons. Damage per Dark Shroud, and it also gives you damage reduction for Dark Shroud. In the imbuement section, we're going cold imbuement, we're going to a mixed cold imbuement. Extra damage on out control enemies, and you also want to go for Frigid Finesse. And we got Deadeye here for increased damage to distant enemies. Though in this for pits, you're actually standing pretty close to enemies, so kind of useless. Here we're going for Impetus, bumps up your ultimate damage, and also bumps up basic damage by 15%. Very good. Going for Aftermath into Undo Dawn, more ultimate damage. And then we got Shadow Clone, also huge part of the build. All the way buffed up, also makes you immune and unstoppable. And we also got Second Wind, gives me a barrier for 3 seconds, very strong, and you're going for Innervation. And as for key passives, there's Close Quarter Combat, which probably the best one here. See the data victimized, but Close Quarter Combat is the best. Let's go over Paragon Board real quick. We got the standard board. We're going with Control. This is doing a bunch of chilled and frozen damage to targets, and that's a must-have. I'm going to Outlaw and Skillful. You also want to get these for more resistances and life. And next board we're going into is Eldritch Bounty. And here we got Canny, one of the most important runes, really good. Because we're doing a lot of ice and frost damage basically. I'm going here for a Concoction and Potent and Ready Supply and Restorative for extra life. And Imbuter for more resistances. Now we're going to the next tree or board. We got No Witness, pretty much a must-have for the ultimate damage. And we got here as Devious. It basically bumps up the magic nodes. So very strong. Got a ton of ultimate damage here. And what else are we getting here? We got Color. We got Recuperate for more life. And we got Training for more life and resistances. And next board we're going into Exploit Weaknesses. So this one's nice. Gives us increased damage to vulnerable targets and reduces their damage by 20%. Very strong. The rune here is Fluidity. Bumps up more magic nodes. So a ton of damage to elites. And a ton of vulnerable damage. You want to be having that. And we're also getting an Assassinable. Nice reduction in damage against targets. And we got Exploit. And final board we have Cheap Shot. And you basically increase your damage, then it's doubled against crowd control enemies. Very strong. And we got Versatility here for more magic node bumps. So we gain here a bunch of damage to controlled enemies. And we also get a bump to regular damage. Plus we got the Artifice, really don't have that fully bumped up. And we got Devious. Have to work on this. And we also got Spearhead, very strong. Bunch of damage to health enemies. And we got Calculated damage to crowd control enemies. That's pretty much it for the Paragon board. Let's see what next we go. Let's go through Mercenaries. The standard. Doing right here. Very nice because it gives us plus all to resistances. And we got another one here. A bunch of it bumps up our damage to 25% when it's up. And for the reinforcement, we got Rhiny as usual. We got Bloodthirst and Heartseeker linked up together. As for the Chaos perks, here we have the Beast is Cornered, stupid strong, but you become like a glass cannon since it just drains your life, but it doesn't kill you. Next we have is Marked Guard, another thing that makes you very glass cannoning because now you have only 50% life, but you get more maximum resistance, more armor, and barrier and fortified regeneration. So kind of little offsets it, but still you could get one shot at any moment. Next we got the Predictable Alchemy. This will boost up your imbuement damage so by 60%, and we're always running the cold imbuement. Very nice. And we got Unstable Power. So it makes the basic attack skills Critical Strike and Overpower for 100% increased damage, but it puts a cooldown on our skills. But with Orphan Maker, we're already like we always have a cooldown, so it pretty much makes it like a shotgun build. You're not always not gonna be spamming it like crazy, but the shots are gonna be coming out super strong. That's pretty much it for all that. I guess we'll go with skill assignments. What I have here, I have Heartseeker, Caltrops, Dark Shroud, Shadow Clone, and Forceful Arrow, and I got Smoke Grenade. This one could be rotated with dash if you're fighting bosses or not, but for pits, I'm using Smoke Grenade. That could also be changed maybe to Puncture later, so you can have like 3 basic attack skills that you're spamming. And that's pretty much it for all the gear. Once again, the gear is like average at best, and the resistances are kind of bad, so we're always using the elixirs and incense to like buff up our resistances and armor. So that's my other way of like fixing it. I use Queen Supreme, I use Song of the Mountain for the armor, and I use Smoothing Spices for extra armor and maximum resistances. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.